I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost for a while.
So I'm at work right now, but what I want to do for nights
and weekends, well, I love creation. I love turning ideas into realities.
I am a designer.
I am a current freshman at UC Santa Cruz.
I'm currently a uni dropout.
I am really interested in videography. I actually just bought my first camera about a week ago, so I'm really excited about that.
I'd like to show you some of my pieces.
This is our curve lamp right here.
3D printed vertical farm at home.
I've always had this itch to create something big.
As an introvert, I just want to be in my own world, code in my basement, but not anymore, not this summer.
I'm ready to take the next lead.
That's why I started a project.
Just think about all those possibilities, like being exposed to all these different projects and all these different cool people. Oh my gosh, I could go on forever.
It's very exciting, so I just wanted to apply for the cohort and see what happens.
It seems like the place for me.
We want to be part of the nights and weekends.
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 You got any ideas?
We gon' make it through. Don't have nothing left.
Hi, everyone. Oh, there was no sound the whole time? Shit, that's kind of cringe then, huh? It's all good. Press 1 if you can hear me and see me now, though. I'm going to catch my breath here. Go ahead and just press 1 if you can hear me and see me. You got to kind of like fill in the sound, you know? Like, what was Jeffrey saying? Why was he brushing his teeth before this stream? Was that a real car I was driving? I mean, these are all questions that you would have answered if you had sound, but you don't, and that's okay. You have to kind of fill it in, use your imagination. But okay, cool. Can everyone also drop their country's flag for me as an emoji? We have 15,000 people here right now. Just go drop your country's flag. I would love to see like where you all are from. Oh shit. India, Canada, America, Peru, Brazil. Interesting, not bad. Morocco. Yo, we have a lot of people from Morocco here. Welcome. I guess I'm not Moroccan, but my fellow Moroccans. What's up, Josh? Sorry, guys. We're doing something.
We gotta do this real quick.
What are we doing?
See your guys' chat.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
We're good.
No, in the live stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna turn this off.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. I'm gonna turn the chat off. That was supposed to be like, that was our test chat, but you know, there's a lot of you guys here, so it happens. Cool, 1 sec. All right, cool, we're good. So, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Nights and Weekends Season 5 kickoff. I'm very happy to have all you here. We have 16,000 people here. That is insane. I'm totally not nervous right now, and that's the truth. No, it's not the truth. Cool. I'm actually not going to read chat right now. If you all want to kind of use chat and kind of like talk in chat, go for it. But just so you know, there's no way I'm reading chat right now. But we have a lot to get through today, and I want to kind of just get started with you. So, welcome to day one. Here we all are. All of you somehow found out about this random thing called Buildspace, right? You found out about this random thing called Buildspace. You applied for this random thing called Nights and Weekends, and holy shit, you got in. Somehow you found out about us, you applied for this thing, and you got in, and then you were told, hey, we want you to show up for this random live stream. And we didn't even tell you what the live stream was going to be about. You know, we didn't say what it was going to have. We just said, yo, 10 a.m. PT, show up. And now over 16,830 of you have actually showed up. I think that's pretty awesome. And I think for that, you are one, all of you here are actually one, kind of crazy. And two, you're all also kind of awesome because it means that you're down to like give something a chance. Like you're down to give something new a shot, you know? And for that, I think you're kind of crazy and kind of awesome. So thank you for showing up because you've heard this before. Showing up is truly half the battle, right? But you made it. Most people will actually I feel like this is kind of told generally, but it's like most people will never even show up for day one, right? But you made it, you're here, and you made some time in your life to show up. And I think no matter what happens from here, I'm just glad you're here. Like seriously, I'm just glad you're here right now. No matter what happens from here, whether you stick with us, whether you don't, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just happy you're here, and I'm glad you're giving this a shot. So, you probably have a lot of questions. What is this? What is this nights and holidays nonsense? Why is this guy coming in on a small car with no sound? Why are there 17,000 people here? How does this company even make money? For real. Honestly, how? And why are they typing in all lowercase? Is their caps key broken? These are all questions that I'm sure you all have right now. And my goal right now is to introduce you to how, my goal for this stream is really one thing. I want to just show you how this works and set you up for success. And I think the most important thing is you're going to get a solid understanding of what Buildspace is about. And we're going to go over all types of stuff. You know, the grants we're giving out, the schedule for the next 6 weeks, our IRL event in San Francisco, which you're invited to, by the way, demo day, our campus, which is where I am right now. We're going to go over all this stuff. And I'm also going to show you how you can find other cool people like yourself. Press 1 if you've already found someone cool randomly from like our Instagram or our Twitter, like, and you hit them up maybe, or you hit follow, or you thought that, like, that person was interesting. It'd be cool to kind of chat with them more. You probably have. And I think it can be really overwhelming, honestly. And I want to kind of like show you today how you can kind of go through the noise and like cut through the noise and find people that are like really similar to you, and how you can make like pretty deep connections here at Buildspace. And at the end, this is kind of crazy to be even saying, but we'll be premiering our very first original song. This was recorded here, produced here by someone from Nights and Weekends season 4. So we're really excited about it. It's actually a Hindi pop song. So it's going to be a little bit of Hindi, a little bit of English. We have a music video. It's going to be awesome. And that's at the end. So that's one reason for you to stay if you want to. And we're gonna go through a lot. So right now, if you want, grab some water, grab a snack, and that's it. Let's go. And truly, I said this at the beginning, but by the end, it'll be up to you at the end of the stream to decide if you want to go through with this, right? At the end of the stream, you may be like, nah, I don't want to. No, I'm okay, and that's okay. But at the end of this, you may be like, wow, that sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna do this. So let's see. And also, just so you all know, every single link, all the stuff I'm talking about on the stream, it's gonna be emailed to you after, so you can chill. You don't have to. Take notes or do anything like that. I'm gonna send this all to you after. So I think it's just worth starting with who am I? Why? I don't know how many none of you probably know me. It's like 17,000 people here. But my name's Farza, and I've done a lot of stuff in the past. I started my first I call it company at 13. I got it to making $100,000 a year by 15. I've made hundreds of YouTube videos. I was really into making short films. And then I got into tech. I started making consumer apps. I started training deep learning models. I was CTO at a couple of places. I've started an elementary school, and now I'm here. I'm this guy in front of you, just like talking about Buildspace, right? So it's like I've done a bunch of random stuff. And I just want to give a disclaimer. I think sometimes you may look at this and you may feel like, wow, he might be legit. But I just want to say, never trust anyone in terms of how legit they seem. Like, I want you to create your own opinions, right? Don't ever just trust what I'm saying. Don't ever trust what anyone's saying. Like, I want you to really kind of like think deeply about everything that's being said and make your own opinions, okay? And I kind of want to start with a thought here, a very simple thought before I get into all of our stuff. I want you all to think of something that someone else made that you're a fan of, and tell me in the chat right now, like something someone else made that you are a fan of. And put in the chat. Jaden says Chat GPT, Apple, self-driving cars, poetry, F1, Supabase, Vercel, Khan Academy, video movies, Christopher Nolan. Oh yeah, nice. GPUs, Oppenheimer, Reddit, the Falcon 9. Amazing. I feel like we all just probably gave like thousands of things in the chat. I'll just mention a couple of things that I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of Naruto. I'm so happy someone made Naruto. The iPhone, soft hoodies, the pencil, Thai curry, the Dark Knight, the new Fred Again album. It was great. You know, all these things are things that I'm happy that someone else made that I was a fan of, right? And I want to make it super clear that everything that all of you guys are talking about in the chat right now, all of this stuff started out as this random idea in someone's head, right? It was a small random idea in someone's head, like, it'd be cool if I made this electronic album. It'd be cool if I made a rocket. You know, it'd be cool if I did blah, blah, blah. Like, they started off as these, like, just ideas, right? And I think it's important to kind of understand they were all made by normal people just like you. They were people who had an idea, and you know, everybody has ideas, but very few people have like the courage to actually bring it somewhere. And I think that's what kind of makes all these people different, right? The people who made all these things. They had the courage to bring it to life, because it's really scary to create something and put yourself out there and like, I don't know, like potentially fail. And all of a sudden your parents are calling you a failure. All of a sudden, you know, you're getting a job at McDonald's. I don't know, like that's all scary to think about, right? And it's all such a massive risk. But I think we tend to romanticize these people, you know? Like, you know, when we think about the people who made, like, I don't know, the iPhone, we think about, like, oh, like, they were rare. You know, they were special. They were born with rare gifts, right? And I just think that's totally not true. Bill Gates, Beyonce, Steve Jobs, Oprah, J.K. Rowling, Christopher Nolan, all of these fantastic people making stuff, none of them were smarter than you. They were all just normal-ass people. And I think all the difference between these people and other people is they just said, yo, I'm going to make this thing, I'm going to show it to people, and I'm going to keep doing it. That's all they did. I think it's hard to kind of believe, because we want to believe like, yo, they're special, they're different, I'll never get there, blah, you know, that sort of stuff. But in reality, it's like, no, actually all the people on this list and everyone, like think about, you know, the people who made the idea that you mentioned in the chat just now, they just said they were going to do something. They did it, and then they continued for many, many years. Like, that's really it, right? And I think what's so important is they did it even if it wasn't perfect. And I want to show you a video here real quick. Does anybody know Post Malone? Like, press 1 if you know Post Malone. You know, the guy who sings Circles, you know? A superstar guy. I think he's also like 28 or something, right? All right, great. A lot of us know Post Malone. If you don't know Post Malone, he's a famous singer. But I want to show you where he started, actually, at 17 years old. And let's just watch it.
It was you walking out my door. You said you loved me just moments before. Why'd you lie? What the heck?
So that's Post Malone dancing around in short shorts, singing a song that some people may consider kind of cringe, but he did not care. He just put it out. That's him when he was like 17. Like, And I think that's what's different about like people like this. They have the courage to put themselves out there. Yeah, pre-Malone. Yeah, honestly. You know, it's not like he was scared, like, oh, what are people going to think about me? He just put it out there, you know? And you got to start somewhere. That's my whole message here right now. But I think a lot of you are probably telling yourself, you know, like, Farza, it's not that easy though. You know, like I got all this stuff. I got family. I got like responsibilities, etc. And I agree. I fully 100% agree. But I think that a lot of people will overcomplicate it, right? You'll start asking yourself all these questions. Like, what do I focus on? How do I stay motivated? How do I find people to help me? All these things, right? And I think that I agree with all of you, you know, with all of you, where it's like the path to working on stuff that you're passionate about is really, really cloudy. And our whole job, like my whole job, the team's whole job, is we want to make that path really, really clear for you. We don't want it to feel like, yo, you're lost, you're confused. We want it to feel like, yo, you are actively putting in effort and work, and it's stacking up on itself, you know? And you're actually getting somewhere. That's what we want to make sure it happens. Because I agree, like all this stuff is really confusing and hard. And 17.5K of you are here right now, all with a dream, all with an idea. And a lot of you will go through similar things. So welcome to Buildspace. You made it. Like, I just want to kind of step back, like, you're here. You made it. Somehow, some way, you made it here. And I don't know where you found us, from the nonsense we put out on Twitter to like the cool videos from, you know, on our pages, like whatever. But you found us and you're here and you made it. And I think how I describe us always is the same thing: is this is the largest place in the world where people work on the ideas that they love, right? That's what we do. And it doesn't matter what the idea is. It could be an EDM album. It could be an app you're working on. It could be a nonprofit. It could be an art project you're doing for fun. It could literally be anything, you know, like we do not care. And we offer 2 products to help you. We have Nights and Weekends, a yearly movement. That's where you are right now. We are planning to do this once a year now, just so you know, past alumni. And we're also offering a product that can help you find and be found by others like yourself, which I'll talk about later. And again, I'll say this one more time. A lot of people call us like an accelerator or something like that. But honestly, I don't care how big or small your idea is. I don't care if you become a billionaire. I don't care if you change the world. All I care about is that you're doing something you're excited about. And if you're excited about it, I promise you, I'm excited about it. I don't care what it is. You could be working on like, I don't know, a coloring book. And if you're excited about it, I'm excited about it. But I think it's worth asking ourselves why. You know, what is the point of all of this? Like, why even work on my own stuff? Why can't I just chill on a farm and just like hang out and like, you know, feed my roosters? You can do that too. But why put in all this effort to like go and make stuff? You know, what's the reason? And I think I just want to tell you a very, very quick story. And I want to set the scene here. This is me. I think I was 18 years old and I'm in college. I did not want to go to college. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to kind of go into Hollywood and probably just like direct movies. That's all I wanted to do. But somehow, you know, I got a Pakistani mother and father and they wanted me to go to college. So I go to college. And when I go to college, I get really confused because everyone around me is all of a sudden worried about getting a job, getting an internship, all this stuff. And I'm sitting here majoring in film. So I'm like, fuck, I got to major in computer science. And guess what, everyone? I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Not only did I hate it, I sucked at it. Everybody around me felt like they were a natural. I was like failing exams. Every internship I applied to, I did not get it. And I was just severely just down all the time, you know? It was tough. And I had one kind of thing that really stood out for me. I really, really loved League of Legends. League of Legends is a video game, by the way, but I love League of Legends. And this is me, just for context. Like, I would literally wear League of Legends like merchandise, League of Legends hoodies. I started wearing League of Legends necklaces. I was obsessed with this stupid ass game called League of Legends. And I ended up deciding something. I decided I'm going to combine my passion with League with something I sucked at, which was coding. I sucked at coding. And I had a very simple idea. What if there was a website where League of Legends players could play the game and listen to music as they played that lined up with what was happening in the game. It was kind of a really simple idea. But, you know, everyone liked listening to music while they played the game. And my idea was just like, oh, let me just play them better music. So I literally had never coded anything more than a for loop. Like, I did not know HTML. I didn't know any of this nonsense. And I just get to work. I literally pulled this from my Snapchat memories. This is like 2016, 2017. I started doing this thing with my buddy Alec, who also works here, called Hack Weekends, where every weekend I would work on this app, you know? And around a month later, I had a really simple website going. And I called it mood.gg. And it still works today, actually. And I didn't think much of it. I just made it because I thought it was fun. And I made it for my friends. But guess what happens? I posted on Reddit. And holy shit, I'm on the front page of Reddit. I have 20,000 upvotes, like 5,000 comments. There are streamers using my app live on Twitch. And I'm getting just a crazy amount of traffic. A week later, here were my numbers. I had 500,000 people using my dumb app that I made in like 2 to 3 months. I have 6 million people hit my website. Like, all of this. This is crazy. And I thought, holy shit, I have no idea what I am doing. I had no idea what I was doing. But all this crazy stuff starts happening for me. People start hitting me up on Twitter. They're like, yo, I love your website. I get invited out to Riot Games. By the way, just a side note for Riot Games. I applied to their internship like 5 times, got rejected for 5 years. And then randomly, I get invited out to their campus. I was losing my mind. Like, you have to imagine, I'm like 18, 19 years old. I end up falling in love with making products. I get into AI. I start working on self-driving cars. Like, my whole life kind of changes. And I went on this really crazy journey, and I somehow end up here in front of 17.4 thousand of you, and life is just kind of weird. And I think many of you are in a similar spot. Many of you right now, you're starting that first project. You're starting that first album, right? You're doing that. You're starting something, right, from the beginning. And some of you are a lot more serious. Some of you have already raised money. Some of you are full-time on your idea. I think regardless, all of us are on the same exact journey. We're making stuff we like, and we're seeing where it takes us. That's why we're here. And I think it can be really hard to predict where you'll end up. But the thing is, like, it sounds crazy, but if I didn't make that silly League of Legends app when I was 18, I don't think I would be here right now. I don't think things would have worked out for me. I think things would have worked out, but in a different way. It's just kind of crazy to think about. Like, that silly project from 10 years ago got me here. And that's the thing. You never really know where this journey is going to take you. Like, you just don't know. But you don't know until you begin. And that's why we're here. It begins on nights and weekends. That's why we're all here. This is 6 weeks where you take your idea from nothing to something. If I could describe nights and weekends in one line, that's what it is. This is why we are all here. And if you don't want to do this, it's all good. Maybe you're at the wrong place. Maybe go to like a Mr. Beast video. It's fine. Like, it's all right. But if you want to do this, please stick around. This is 6 weeks where you'll pursue an idea that's interesting to you. And I want to make it clear, you shouldn't be doing this for money. You shouldn't be doing this for fame. You should be doing this just because you love it. You know, I think that like money and fame are pretty weak motivators. But just like doing something out of the love of the craft is why you're going to stick with it. At the end of the day, when I was working on that League of Legends app, I hated coding, but what kind of got me through it is I just love League of Legends, you know? So because I was passionate about it, I got through all the hard stuff. And I want to kind of show off a couple of things that people worked on in the past. This was a person working on her voice reel. She was literally a voice actress. For nights and weekends, she spent 6 weeks working on her voice reel. Pretty crazy. She kind of voiced over Mario, all types of stuff. We had a person working on their own manga. Like, this is literally their artwork, their story, and they were working on a manga in nights and weekends for 6 weeks. They started this manga and started like literally, it's insane. Like, they started to see how far they got. We had people working on AI apps. This is Naveed working on a product that would help you read research papers with AI. We had Mattia working on a very simple product for indie hackers to build in public. We had Hudza. He was working on a 3D printed farm in nights and weekends. Literally crazy shit like this. And I want to show one more person here, and I want to share the audio. This is Gypsy. They were in season 4, and this was their first song they posted in week 1 when they wanted to get into music. So I'll just play this video real quick.
Macho, it's been real. Who said, man, I'm man to cry? Who said, man, I'm man to try? When the wall is done and the family's whole, you should let.
And that's a man making a banger with 4 videos, a Pringles can, and sunglasses. And it goes hard. It's actually pretty good. And it just goes to show you don't need everything in the world. You can do a lot with a little. You just need to get creative and you need to like stick with it. And I want to actually ask you all now, what is your idea? Drop it in the chat right now. Like, what do you want to work on for 6 weeks? And if you don't know what you want to work on, don't worry. I'm going to talk about that later. But if you already have an idea of what you want to work on, what is it? Drop it in the chat right now. I'm going to make movies. I'm going to use Blender to make 3D models. I'm going to complete my novel. I'm working on my podcast. I'm designing my own logo. I'm working on my game. I'm making an NFT game. I'm creating music. I am trying to become an MMA YouTuber. That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm making a comic book. I'm making a crowdfunding app. Like, this is insane to see, right? Have you all ever seen this many beautiful ideas in one place at the same time? Because I haven't. But there is insane, like, just look at the chat right now. There is insane diversity this season of ideas. I mean, just on Twitter this morning, I saw this person, Victoria. She was pivoting from software engineering to music production. And then I saw this person on Twitter working on a robotic, what is it? It like pulls out weeds from the ground. There's some, like, the spectrum of ideas is ridiculous. And this is just like this morning on Twitter that I was scrolling through. Like, and look at the chat now. Like, there's just so many of you all here. This is by far our most diverse batch ever. And all of you are at various starting points. Like, some of you are literally just starting. Some of you have raised millions of dollars. Some of you already have thousands of users, but majority of you are just starting. But you're all bonded by one core thing. I think that's very important. You know, at the end of the day, you may ask yourself, yo, how can a software engineer be in the same place as a musician, be in the same place as a filmmaker, be in the same place as a hardware engineer? And you can, because you're all bonded by this one desire to create something from nothing, right? And I think that's what's going to like combine all you all together over this season. And I think I want to make the goal of Nights and Weekends very clear. By the end, you will have your first 100 or 1,000 users, fans, subscribers, internet money, whatever. We just want you to get off zero. We want you to get started and get your first 100 or 1,000. And if you don't care about numbers, like you just, you know, Farza, I don't care about these 100,000 money numbers. I'm just doing this for fun. Amazing. Great. At the very least, the idea in your head will be out in the world in some form, right? That's the important part. And we're going to guide you throughout the season with lectures, workshops, all types of stuff to kind of get you going. And some of you may be saying, you know, Farza, I already have my first 100. I already have my first 1,000. That's great. Let's double it over this season. Like, let's make a bet right now. If your idea is already out in the world and you already have some people on it, let's double it. Let's triple it, you know? And I want to make something hyper clear. This is not a course. I'm not going to sit here and teach you skills. I'm not going to sit here and teach you Figma or like coding, you know? This is not an accelerator. This is not a boot camp. This is just Buildspace. It's a place to consistently put in the work each week. And I want to be honest, I don't have a magic formula that's going to make all of your ideas work and cause you all to succeed and explode, you know? But I do think Buildspace is a good place to make it happen. But again, I'd be lying if I told you, hey, you're gonna go viral by the end of Nights and Weekends. It's like, that's just a lie. But I do think this is a place for you to put in the work for 6 weeks. And honestly, in 6 weeks, many of your ideas will not work, but many of your ideas will. And I think that's okay, because you can never know where you're going to end up. And as I'm saying all this, some of you all may be saying to yourself, you know, Farza, the real world is very harsh. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I got a job, etc. Right? You know, we call it Nights and Weekends for a reason. 90% of you, really understand this. 90% of you are either full-time with a job or you got full-time school. Many of you have families. Many of you have a lot of responsibilities. But it's called Nights and Weekends for a reason, because we're here for you. We expect you to do shit on your nights and weekends. Maybe you put in 30 minutes a week. Maybe you put in 30 hours a week. It's kind of just up to you. I would just figure out a simple kind of amount of time that you want to spend on this every week. It could be 30 minutes. It could be 30 hours. And that's kind of like just some, that's some context on nights and weekends, what we're going to do here, how long it'll take, all that stuff. But I think I see in the chat here, many people are wondering something. What was the acceptance rate this season? What the fuck? Did Buildspace accept everyone? And I'm going to say one thing here. 60,000 people applied for this season. That is more than Stanford. And Stanford's like 200 years old. Like we are mind blown at the number of people that are part of this season. And look, we're going to do our best we really feel like it's our responsibility to make sure you all have a great season, or at least have the chance of having a great season. But 60,000 people applied. That is insane. I've never seen that many people with a unique idea apply for something. But then, all right, you're asking, all right, Farza, that's fine. How many people did you let in? How many people did you accept? And to that, I'm going to say one thing. Who cares? Who cares? I think don't focus on who's here right now. Focus on who makes it to the end. I think all the time, I don't think we should celebrate too much about like, we got in. Like, let's celebrate the people who make it to the end. I think if you care about acceptance rates, seriously, if you're saying that if you care about acceptance rates, you care about exclusivity, you care about things like that, maybe this is not for you. Maybe like you're more interested in like an exclusive college. Maybe like an accelerator is a better pick for you. I got rejected my whole life. Every internship I applied to, rejected. Every kind of like random like investor, half the time early on, rejected. And it's like, why would I want to just reject more people? I think I want to give the underdogs a shot. That's what I want to do. I want to give the underdogs a shot. I'm happy you made it here, but don't celebrate just yet. This is really just the beginning. And honestly, a lot of people are probably in the chat kind of mad. Like, oh, I want to know how many people got in. Blah. I don't care. I don't think you should care either. I think that you should focus on yourself and you should focus on making it to the end of this thing. I'm tired of people like being like, oh, I got into this university that had a 0.25% acceptance rate. It's like, who cares? Like, how many of those people actually go on to do something interesting? That's what I care about. And so this is for the underdogs. I feel like we're all underdogs here. And I feel like I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you made it. But this really is just the beginning. So by the end, where will you end up? 20% of you will actually remain at the end. This is a crazy number. This number has been the same across every season. 20% of people make it to the end. Now, this number you can see as kind of depressing, or maybe you can see it as like, oh, like I want to be a part of that 20%. 80% of people drop off. Why? Maybe they got busy. Maybe they lost motivation. Maybe they were like, Farza is annoying. Who knows, right? But only 20% of people will remain after that. And I really hope everyone watching this right now, like I really, really hope all of you make it to the end, because that's what I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate those of you who make it to the end. I don't want to celebrate too much right now. I want to celebrate at the end. We're all happy. We worked on our ideas. We made it, and we're going to keep going. Like that to me is exciting. That to me is interesting. Versus, I don't know, making some sort of exclusive accelerator, which sounds like nonsense. What happens after nights and weekends? Like, what's the point of all of this? Where will you end up? Where will you go? Honestly, I kind of want to, I feel like y'all are probably curious about this. I've seen all sorts of outcomes. I'm going to go over a couple of examples. This is Ilya. In nights and weekends, I think she dropped her first 2 singles on Spotify. And they were amazing. They were amazing singles that she dropped on Spotify nights and weekends. That was her whole goal. Her goal was to drop an album, but she dropped 2 singles. So she got pretty far still. Today, Ilya is At 65K followers, she's making music. She's going hard. This is Mylene. In nights and weekends, she was working on her YouTube channel. I think she had her goal was to have her first 100 subscribers, and she was just messing around with a YouTube channel that she was really curious about. And today, Mylene is sitting at 170K followers on Instagram, 3.5 million views, and she just kept going, But I want to make it obvious, look at where she started and look at where she kind of kept going. I want to make it very clear. This was her in nights and weekends, and this was her after nights and weekends as she kept kind of going by herself. I'll give you another example. This is Prati. Prati was working on this random thing called Fake Time, where you could FaceTime a celebrity with AI. You could FaceTime Kim Kardashian, but it'd be AI. And he worked on it nights and weekends, and he built the product, he got it out, and I think he got his first 100 people using it. Fast forward a couple of months, Prati when it goes viral on Twitter, and Prati gets into Y Combinator. And turns out a lot of people from Buildspace end up getting into Y Combinator because they just keep doing what's important, which is putting something out there and continuing over and over and over and over again. I'll give you one more example because I think this is the more low-key example. This is one of my favorite examples of nights and weekends. This guy's name is Jay. This is a tweet where Jay he's interviewing his college professor to show him this app he's working on. He was working on some sort of app for professors to make flashcards, right? That was Jay in nights and weekends. Now Jay is still going. To this day, Jay sends me progress updates every single week about what he's working on. He hasn't necessarily popped off yet, but he is putting in the work every single week, and this guy is going to make it. You know why? Because he's just continuing. He's doing the same thing. He's doing the same stuff he was doing in nights and weekends, and he's just continuing onwards. And I think that's what'll happen for many of you. I don't think many of you are gonna blow up or go viral in these 6 weeks, and that's not even what success should be. Success means that you show up each week, you put in the work, and you make something for the world. And you keep doing that every single week. This is success. I want to make it so clear. I'm not trying to say you're only cool or you're only interesting if you pop off. No, you're interesting and you're cool if you just show up every week. That's really important about Buildspace. I think everyone needs to understand. I'm not only interested in the big outcomes. I'm interested in the underdogs, the hustlers that are gonna just show up every week. And also, all these people I showed you, all of them, from Ilya to Mylene to Prati to even Jay, none of these people could have known where they'd end up until they started. That's so important. Now thousands of you are here, right? And you're just starting out. Some of you are just continuing. And you may be asking yourself, where am I going to end up? Is this worth it? And I think at the end of the day, the path to working on your ideas is so long and so windy. And we just want to be there for you, And also, I just want to say our path was also windy as fuck. What do I mean by show up? What I mean by show up is every week you say you're going to do something and then you do it. You don't skip, you don't just you don't randomly go ghost, Also, our path here was very windy. This is what we were working on as a company 4 years ago or 5 years ago. We were literally working on an elementary school for kids, right? That's what we were working on, an elementary school for kids. And then we started working on this thing where we started teaching people Web3. Press 1 if you remember this, where I was literally teaching people Web3 and we were working on a product that would help people learn Web3 on this platform. This was the OG Buildspace. After that, we started working on nights and weekends. Nights and weekends was this random idea that we had because we saw so many people kind of taking our projects and starting actually side hustles with them. And we thought, hey, what if we made a place for the side hustlers to work together? So this was Nights and Weekends season 1. We had about I think it was 400 people in S1, 400 people, 80 people finish. And then we all meet up at the end. And it was actually very cute. It was 40 of us that meet up in real life. Then we do season 2, 3,500 people join, 320 finish. And it looks like this. Then we do season 3, 7,500 enter, 1,500 finish. And it looks like this. We did an event in Dubai. Then season 4, 18,000 people join, 3,500 people finish. And it looks like this. This was our real life event for season 4 last year. All types of people in one spot. people working on apps. Got a guy here with his guitar, Joe Yang. What's up, Joe Yang? We had this kid. He was like 12 years old. I forgot his name, but he was working on like an NFT charity. You had all types of amazing people at the event, right? That came out of Buildspace. That came out of season 4. And, you know, I can kind of look back at all these years and be like, wow, what a waste of time I spent on this. You know, at the end, me and the team, we spent 2 years on Zip School and 1 year on this. That's 3 years of our life that we spent on these 2 ideas, and we don't even work on them anymore. Like, I could say to myself, oh, that was a waste of time. But in reality, nah, it wasn't. That was part of the journey, and this journey keeps building on itself. So you just got to trust that it's going to work out. And I think that's how it's going to be for a lot of you. So how much does Buildspace cost? $0. All right. Let's get into specifics now. I want to get hyper specific about what we're going to do here, okay? Like scheduling, things like that. This is the general syllabus / we'll call it the syllabus. Right now, we're on week 0. Week 1, you're going to lock down an idea. Week 2, you're going to build a toy version of your idea. Week 3, you're going to get people to actually check your idea out. Week 4, we're going to show you how to iterate on your idea. And then week 5 and 6 is going to be all about like getting it to more people. This is the 6 weeks. It's pretty intense, I think. But I think it's like the perfect amount of time to go from 0 to something. And this is going to be our schedule. Our schedule will be every Tuesday and Thursday starting next week at 10:30 a.m. PT. We will have a lecture and then a lab. That's every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday we'll have a lecture. That's required. Every Thursday we'll have a lab. My general kind of take there is show up if you can. Our first lecture will be Tuesday, June 18th at 10:30 a.m. next week. And that's where we're going to like help you figure out like, what are you going to work on? Because I think a lot of you still don't know your idea, you know? So it's like, yo, what are you going to work on? If you do have an idea, how do you describe that idea? How do you like explain that idea to somebody else? You know, we're going to talk all about that in lecture 1. Lab number 1 is going to be where you actually decide on your idea. That's going to be on Thursday. So again, week 1 is all about just your idea. And we spend a whole week on the idea because honestly, if you don't have like a good basis, then the rest of the season is not that fun. So we spend a lot of time on the idea just for the first week. And then week 2, time to get to work, even more work. You're going to actually just get to work on making your idea. And you're actually going to make your idea in 1 week. You're going to make a toy. We call it the toy version of your idea. And that's Tuesday, Thursday of the week after. Again, same schedule. Tuesday, Thursday, 10:30 a.m. PT. And these are our next 4 things that we're doing. So that means by week 2, you all will actually have some version of your idea literally working, no matter how crappy it is. So, for example, maybe you have the first 30 seconds of your first YouTube video. Maybe you have a really basic, shitty version of your app. Maybe you have a 3D printed design of your new phone that you want to build. Maybe you have an idea for a new smartphone. Whatever it is, every idea can have its toy version built in 1 week. It's just about how you scope it and how you think about it. But again, that's what Buildspace is all about. We're here to get your idea out into the real world. This isn't 6 weeks where you're going to think about your idea. All right. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, everyone, let's think about our ideas. Let's get in small groups and talk about our ideas. Let's network together and discuss our ideas. Like, no, it's all nonsense. And this is not 6 weeks where you think about your idea. This is 6 weeks where you actually do it. And you just keep building on top of it. We're not trying to be perfect here. We're just trying to get something out into the world. And honestly, it's going to be hard because 90% of you are going to be iterating solo. And 90% of you don't have teammates. You're just working solo, which is fine, actually. That's how it usually is on nights and weekends. But honestly, you have to kind of do that solo work. That's kind of where I think the real work gets done, and no one can do it for you. No one's going to code your app for you. No one's going to mix your beat for you. No one's going to color grade your film for you. That's where you have to do that sort of work. How much time will this all take this week? Again, like I said earlier, it's up to you. I recommend kind of making a really basic schedule. For example, maybe you want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:30 a.m. or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 8 p.m., like on your nights. Maybe you just want to do one Saturday where it's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I would say do whatever works for you. Anybody have a schedule in mind right now? That's just my idea of a schedule that could work. I personally like just doing Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Like that's my favorite schedule because I like to kind of chill on the weekdays. Or I don't know. I like to kind of like. I feel like I like hustling on the weekend. I don't know why. I like to like do stuff on the weekend if I'm hacking on something. Nowadays, I'm out. I'm hanging out somewhere else. But back when I was particularly when I was like working on stuff like on side projects, my schedule was Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But again, it's up to you. All right, let's talk about the weekly update. The weekly update is one update that you will submit every week for 6 weeks straight. And that's where we're going to check if you're actually doing the work. Like, what are you actually doing? Did you come up with your idea? Did you make your toy, et cetera, et cetera? So that weekly update is literally the only thing we ask from you. It's just one update every week for 6 weeks. And can you believe only 20% of people end up doing that? Because it sounds really easy, but things that sound easy are deceptively very difficult. So weekly update number 1 will be released on June 19th. So do not worry about it right now. I'm going to talk about it after the first lecture on Tuesday. So do not worry about it right now. Okay, I already see the chat kind of asking some of these questions, so let me make it clear. I want to be clear about what's not going to happen, what we're not going to do. There will not be any small group chats. There will not be a private Discord or private Slack, small group sessions, cohort-based course type shit. Honestly, we just believe that this is like a waste of time for 90% of you. Like for 90% of you, 95% of you, you just got to do the work. Like you can't be getting distracted with all this nonsense, like staying on top of a group chat or joining 69 different Discords, you know? Like, I know this may be disappointment for you, but I'm not trying to give you all these group chats. I'm not trying to put you in a group chat with like 1,000 people and then you waste your time like talking to people. Like, that's not the vibe right now. Like, you don't need this right now. All you need to do is do the work. And this is not 6 weeks where you're going to network with people. This is not 6 weeks where the goal is to connect with people. This to me is all bullshit. This is 6 weeks where you're actually going to like put in the effort every week and put it out there. You're going to focus on yourself. And at the end of the 6 weeks, we're going to see where we end up. But I promise, I'm sorry to be kind of depressive right now, by the way, but like, I want to give you the bright side. I promise you, you will meet each other online in the wild. What I mean by that is you all are already seeing each other on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, you know? You're already seeing each other everywhere. And naturally, you're going to find people doing cool shit and you're going to hit them up, right? And you're going to be doing cool shit and then people will hit you up. And I think that's a lot more natural versus like, hey, bro, you want to connect? You want to get a coffee? You know, like, this is nonsense. Like, it's a lot more fun if like you both have mutual respect for each other and you want to talk. And again, by doing the work, you'll attract great people. I know this is so hard to believe. Every season this happens where people like don't believe me, but I promise you, just trust me on this one thing. By doing the work, by putting yourself out there, you're going to attract great people. I show this screenshot every single season. This is Sharif. Sharif is one of my good buddies. I met him online about 8 years ago now. Sharif today is the founder of Lexica. But back then, we were both college students. We were nobodies, just working on our own stuff. And Sharif made this post on, I think it was Hacker News. And I thought it was really cool. And so I DM'd Sharif and I said, yo, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. And to this day, me and Sharif end up moving to SF together. We end up starting our companies together. We end up being best buddies, you know? And I think like it all started with this one stupid little message where I'm like, yo, I love what you're doing, you know? But again, he was doing great work and then he thought I was doing great work. So it felt right, you know? And that's what it's about. You don't need 69 Discord groups. You don't need another group chat. You don't need any of this. I promise. You will meet each other, but let it happen naturally. All right? Don't be cringe. Stay focused on yourself. The friends will come. I promise you the friends will come. Just stay focused on yourself and your work right now and your idea, and the friends will come. And honestly, I think by the end of Nights and Weekends, there's a very high chance that you find those 3 homies that you continue working alongside. Kind of like I found, Sharif here. I met him online and we kept working together on random stuff. He was doing his own stuff. I was doing my own stuff, but it was cool to have someone to kind of work alongside. And this season, we actually have something special for you, which I want to show. And I actually, I'm really kind of proud to show you guys this. I know at the end of the day, this is going to be like a product that we show you here, but this is something that we spent a lot of time, a lot of energy on, and I think it's going to really help a lot of you this season. But let's see. We might be wrong. But I want to show you all a quick video, and let me know what you think, all right?
When I get home, I want you. When I get home, I want you. Hello, 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 I got places to be. Places to be. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me, and you next to me, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be.
Introducing Sage. I'm so excited to finally introduce Sage. I feel like some of you have already used it, but we haven't publicly actually talked about it or announced it. And today I'm finally excited to finally introduce Sage. It's a place to be found, to find and be found by others like you. By the way, I just want to make a quick note on that video. Josh, you want to come here? That entire video was shot on film. There wasn't a single screen recording, and it was this guy. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Okay. Shout out Joshua. But yeah, Sage is a place to find and be found by others like you. We've been literally pouring our heart, our soul, our tears, our laughter, everything into this product for 6 months. And it started out like this. 6 months ago, the product it literally was just a bunch of drawings. And now, all this time later, we have 50,000 people on it. Mostly all of you all. Everyone who applied to Nights and Weekends is on Sage. And I want to show you how it works, because I feel like a lot of you probably haven't seen it. So I'm going to flick to my screen now. You won't see me, but you should still be able to hear me. So let me show you. All right, let's check it out, right? So let me make my screen a little bit bigger. Let's say that I am working on music. I'm working on EDM music. Anyone like me? You can literally just type to Sage, and it's gonna actually find you people through Buildspace that are kind of like you. And it does this all with natural language, right? So it's not like a database lookup. It's like literally you can use AI to naturally ask for people like you. And now you can look, oh, who's this? This is Tanme in Santa Cruz, and he's a developer and a musician. That's pretty cool. This is Michael. He is in North America, and he's a passionate producer. You can see their biography here. You can see their links here. You can see pictures of what they do here. He's at a rave right now. That looks pretty exciting. Let's try something else. Let's say that I'm kind of lonely, and I'm like building alone by myself in Florida, right? Like, or let's just say I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in Amsterdam. Anyone that'd be cool to co-work with if I'm a developer? Oh, fuck my typing. So you can literally type this, and Sage will essentially find you. We'll find someone cool for you that you can meet up with in Amsterdam. So, all right, here's Same. He's in Amsterdam, and he's a backend developer turned designer. Vlad, Mike. And what's cool is I can just message Same here. Like, yo, let's meet up. Like I can literally just be like, oh shit, let's meet up. Now, what's important about Sage, just to understand, is that it only shows you 3 people at a time. So if you want more people, you got to copy paste the query again, like that. Right? And that's that simple. And you'll keep on getting more and more different types of people. I'll show you kind of one more example, which is like, I'm looking for cool people. I don't know. Let's do in Bangalore. And again, you can be as specific as you kind of want. It's actually pretty interesting. So here we got Sanjay, Bharat, and Gaurang. I said those names. I said this name so wrong, by the way. I'm sorry. And honestly, like, you can mess with it too. Like, there's some crazy things you can ask Sage. Like, be nice to Sage, please. Be very nice to Sage. But you can ask it something like, who is the coolest person here? And again, Sage is just an AI. I'm not sure. Let's see who he picks. Tough call, but here he is, Amit from San Francisco, helping builders. Oh, yo, that's me. Yo, chat. I promise you, I did not plan this. Sage just think all three of these people work at Buildspace. That's pretty funny. And that's me. I guess I'm cool. Stevan's cool. That's pretty funny. And by the way, all this works based on your profile. So on your profile, Sage understands everything about you, and that's how all these searches happen. So make sure that your profile looks good. You have your pictures, everything, because all of that stuff is used to help Sage kind of figure out if you should show up in a search. All right. That's Sage. Is that cool? I mean, how cool is that 1 to 10? Be honest with me. If it's not cool, just say 0. I really want to know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. It's getting late, bro. I'm so sorry, everyone. This is going to take like maybe 20 more minutes. I'm so sorry. I know I'm yapping right now. I'm so sorry. Just please stick with me, okay? We're like 20 minutes away. I won't show you my product anymore, I promise. All right. So that's Sage. It's open to all of you today, and I hope you all find cool people on it. I hope you all kind of find value out of it. I want to show kind of one more example, just because I think it's going to be helpful for you all during the season. Like, let's say you're struggling with something. Like, I'm struggling with making TikToks. Because you got to make TikToks to, market your product sometimes, right? So you can literally type that in, and you'll actually find other people that'd be down to help you, that are good at making TikToks. Like, okay, here's Manya Patel working on something. Here's Luke, viral TikTok filters with 2.5 million views. So you got some legit people on here, and this is actually how you can use Sage to find people to help you out. And also, this is day 1 for Sage. I want to be really clear. This product is so early. It's so new. It's going to break. It's going to have bugs. There's going to be some weird stuff that happens on there. But please, just give us your feedback. It's day 1. And also, please, I beg of you. I beg of all of you. Please, don't make this cringe. Don't make this LinkedIn. I will start crying if in 6 weeks this becomes LinkedIn. Only hit someone up if you think what they're working on is interesting. Okay, like that's the main thing I'm gonna say. Only hit them up if what they're working on is interesting. If someone, by the way, I know there's gonna be some weird stuff that happens on Sage because it's an open network. If someone is suspicious, there's a button on Sage at the bottom of everyone's profile where you can actually report them as suspicious. So feel free to hit that. Also, if you don't want to be on Sage and you don't want to be shown, you just like, yo, get me off of this. I want to be private. You can click your profile picture and actually turn yourself off on Sage. So feel free to do that as well, okay? So we want to make sure you guys can turn yourself off. And that's Sage. Cool? Now let me talk about how we're going to talk to you over the season and how, generally this is going to work. Like at Buildspace, we try to do things that make you feel like you're somewhere a little bit different. And we do that in a kind of a weird way. We have 3 Twitter accounts that you should follow. By the way, I'm going to link all these after. You have my Twitter, you have @_Buildspace, and you have @_Nights and Weekends. The Buildspace Twitter is like the big one. That's where we do all of our like shenanigans. The Nights and Weekends Twitter is where you should follow because that's where we have like updates on like, yo, your weekly updates to you, or the stream is coming up, that sort of stuff. We also have our Instagram. If you don't use Twitter, we have @_Buildspace, which is, again, the big one. That's where we post all our shenanigans. You should join that one. And we just made this new Instagram actually called @_nights_weekends. So feel free to follow us right now on Instagram. Only have 100 followers. This is where, again, we're going to be posting like updates, like reminders, like things like that, to help you throughout the season. Again, I think if you use Instagram, just pick whatever you want, right? If you use Instagram, follow both of these. If you use Twitter, follow all three of these. And again, I'm not going to, I'm not going to force you to join these. You don't have to. It's just if you kind of want to stay in touch. You'll see a lot of people tag Buildspace. For example, a lot of people tag us like this, like CC Buildspace, CC Nights and Weekends. Now look, you don't have to do this. If you want to do this, you can. Generally, because we're a really big account, if you tag us, there's a chance that you get shown to more people. I can't prove it, but generally, if you tag us, we'll interact with you. We'll try to repost you. We'll try to at least reply to you so that you show up in other people's feeds, So we'll try to help all of you out. Like, otherwise, I don't give a shit about you tagging us to shill us. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But if you want to tag us, that's how you can do it. Same thing with Instagram. If you tag us, we try to repost people on Instagram as well. And same with LinkedIn. Finally, email. I will be emailing you a lot. Please, all of the emails that you get about nights and weekends, make sure you check them. Email is going to be like the main way I talk to you. And after this page, I'll give you a link with all these different places that you can follow. So it's easy for you. So again, just chill out for now. I'll give you a link after this. Also introducing cringe at buildspace.so. If you see something cringe on socials, like someone tags you or like, I don't know, you just see something cringe. Like someone says they're from season 5 and like messages you something cringe on Twitter, let us know. We don't want a bunch of, there's so many of you here now, 17,000, 15,000 of you. And I think that there's going to be some weirdos here. Let's be honest. All right. So cringe at buildspace.so and just let us know. We'll take care of it. And we'll try to do something about it, at the very least. But we want to know if someone's a weirdo because we don't want them around. All right, cool. What are we working? Do not spam cringe at buildspace.so. That's a serious email address for serious cases. I'm actually serious. What are you working towards? You're working towards demo day. These were all the demos from season 4 demo day. I think we had 1,500 demos. Demo day is where you'll actually have a chance to show your work to thousands of other people, and we'll actually email you out to a bunch of other people. Rather, let me be very clear what demo day is. It's going to be on July 27th. You're going to be able to demo your work live to a smaller group, and then we'll also send your demo out to our email list, which is now actually 200,000 people. So you never know who might actually end up seeing your demo. And that's demo day. That's kind of what we're all working towards, actually, in many ways. We're working towards that point where you can show your work to other people, really, really, be very loud about it, and be like, this is my demo, And again, you'll be doing this throughout the season. You'll be posting updates, little kind of updates, but demo day is where your final one, you want to kind of make it look good, So that's demo day. And let's talk about grants. Each season we give out $100,000. We've done this every season now for 4 seasons in a row. And let me explain how it's going to work for season 5, because it's a little bit different. We've picked 10 domains: AI, music, film, hardware, software, open source, D2C, crypto, content, and a wild card. So these are our 10 kind of categories that we've picked for you. Now, for each of these categories, we're going to pick 2 projects to give $5,000 each to. All right? No strings attached, no equity. I'm not going to ask for 20% of your company, blah, blah, blah. All right? We'll also be allocating some of this fund to give starter grants to about 100 people. These are smaller grants, about $100 to $500 each. And for the starter grants, we're going to pick about 10 people a week. And then for the big grants, the $5,000 ones, we're going to announce those at the end of the season. All right? That's how grants works. We're going to pick people based on what we see you doing publicly and based on your weekly updates. All right? I don't care if you're going viral, by the way. I don't care if you're popping off. You don't have to be popping off to win a grant. And I want to show you people who we picked in previous seasons. This is Subi Tech. When we picked him, he did not look like this. But he was he was a hacker back then. He was working on a side project where you could actually find music similar to the music that you liked. We just thought it was awesome, and we picked him. This is Esther. She was a farmer. She was literally creating gardens in her community. And I think she had started like a couple of gardens. We thought it was really impressive. We thought she was very consistent, so we picked her. This is Ilya. You saw her earlier. She was a singer-songwriter. She was like, every single day I saw Ilya like posting something. Her weekly updates were banger. You know, she was just showing up. This is Hussein. He's a game developer from Pakistan. And by the end of nights and weekends, he launched his game. So he actually had no one using his game until the end. But at the end of nights and weekends, he launched his game. But we felt like he was very consistent, and we felt like he was very consistent, you know, and that's why we picked him. That's actually how we pick people: your consistency and the quality of your output. And by the way, all these people, they started from zero, just like you. And I think that needs to be like, I hope you all understand how crazy that is. Like, everyone I'm talking about started from zero, just like you right now. And I think that's kind of special. All right. I'm going fast now, by the way. I know it's like fucking, can I curse? Do we curse anymore? I'm not. All of you are, it's effing late. You know, it's like 1 a.m. for some of you. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for some of you. I'm going to start going really fast, okay? And after this, it's all like pretty much like basic stuff. And by the way, we're still going to premiere the music video at the end. So if you care about that, I would stick to the end. Our IRL event. Every single time we run a season, we do an IRL event. It looks like this. It's just a gathering of a bunch of creatives, artists, people that love making stuff in one spot together. It's pretty awesome. And our IRL event is confirmed for August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in San Francisco. We have a capacity of 1,000 people. I think we're probably going to hit it this time. That's crazy. And I'm going to talk more about how we're going to let people in and stuff. This is what the venue looks like. It's a beautiful venue on the water. Hey, yo, Udit. Udit is calling me a professional yapper. Yo, ban Udit. He's hurting my feelings in the chat. This is the venue. It is a massive, massive venue in Fort Mason, California, San Francisco. And this is what the event looks like. It's like just 3 days where you're going to meet other people, work on cool stuff, make some new friends, and just show off what you're working on. Last event was amazing, and we're really excited about this event now as well. Feel free to do exclamation mark pics if you want more pictures of the event. We put a lot of love into these events, and they're free to attend. You don't pay anything. All you have to pay for is your flight and your hotel. Who can come? This is very important. All of you are invited, but not all of you will be able to get in. Only people that are allowed to get in are those who submit 3 of 6 weekly updates. If you do not do that, we will reject you at the door. We had to do this last time, actually, for like one person. We just couldn't let it. If you don't have the updates, we are not going to let you in. So 3 of 6 updates must be submitted. Otherwise, we will not let you in. The RSVP forms for IRL will go out on July 10th. That's after you've finished update number 3. Cool? That's IRL. A lot more information about IRL will be given to you next week as well. We'll actually tell you all how you can potentially book flights and hotels next week. But again, I want to be really clear. If you don't do this, we're not going to let you in. A lot of you probably have questions maybe about like your visa, just stuff like that. Honestly, I would look that up and see, just Google it, like see what it takes to come, see if you can actually come. If you have any other questions, feel free to email irl@buildspace.so. But yeah, generally we don't actually help people with visas, but we can like sign off on like a letter if you need that. Also, based on what I just said, we live in a world where people are constrained by their passport, which sucks. Like, I think like if you're from Pakistan, you can't even come to America because you have to wait 1 year to get a visa. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. So we'll actually be doing 4 pop-up events this time in season 4. These will be, I promise you, this is not going to be as epic as the meetup as the 3-day event I just showed you. These will be more like 8-hour meetups, but this should still be really fun. And at the very least, I want to do these. Me and the team will actually travel to these, so we'll actually be there, and it'll be really fun. We're going to be doing 4 of these. First city, Dubai. Second city, Bangalore. And then third and fourth city, we'll announce it later. But these are the places that we are going to be doing these pop-ups. Again, I want to be very honest with you. These pop-ups will not look as cool as like this, all right? There'll probably be a bunch of us in a room eating sandwiches, but it'll still be fun, especially if you can't come out to the US. Entrance to everything will be given to those based on your weekly updates. So we actually literally check how high quality were your updates. Did you submit a bunch of nonsense? Like, we're looking at all that stuff. Is that cool, everyone? Does that make sense? I'm sorry if your city is not announced, by the way. I'm so sorry. The world is a massive place, and no matter what city I pick, someone's going to be disappointed. So I'm sorry. But I hope that Buildspace can keep on winning, and we can eventually be in every city in the world. That'd be cool. Finally, what is up with these 4 colors? What is up with these 4 colors? Do you all remember when you first joined Buildspace, you had to pick a color? Do you remember that? Press 1 if you remember that. Are you noticing on Sage that all the profiles have like different colors? Some are red, some are blue, some are green, some are yellow. Are you noticing that we're kind of throwing all these colors in randomly? What's up with all that? So I want to introduce to you our 4 houses. Buildspace has gotten really, really big. And I think that it's important that people can find commonalities between each other. And believe it or not, all of you are already in a house now. You've already picked a house at Buildspace. And there's actually 4 houses. Spectre Seek. Spectre Seek is for the passionate, the bold, the pioneers. Altarock, the reflective, the profound, the philosophers of our world. Godmire, the ambitious, the imaginative, the dreamers of our world. And Erevolt, the harmonious, the caretakers of our world. These are our 4 houses. And believe it or not, all of you already picked your house when you first applied to season 5. Maybe you didn't think much about it. Maybe you picked a random color, but we think your house actually probably chose you. And what's really cool about the house system is you can actually ask Sage who is in your house. So for example, maybe you want to find other people in your house, right? Find me cool musicians in Spectre Seek. Find me cool musicians in Altarock. Find me cool developers in Godmire. We made the house system because we wanted you all to kind of feel connected to something that wasn't just Buildspace, something that felt like kind of look a little bit deeper. And now all of you in this chat have a house. There's probably 5,000 Spectre Seeks in here. There's probably 5,000 Altarocks in here, you know? And I think now you all have a bond. Go ahead and drop an emoji with your color, with your house that you picked. Or just drop your house's name. Are you Spectre Seek? Are you Altarock? Are you Godmire? Or are you Erevolt? And we really want you to feel like you're a part of your house. So we're releasing 4 phone wallpapers for you that you can actually put on your like actual phone, Android or iOS, and kind of look at. And it's just a beautiful little piece of art on your phone. It has nothing to do with Buildspace. It's just your house. We want you to we want you to feel like kind of connected to your house. We want you to feel like, like my house is really cool. We're also going to be releasing wallpapers. So every house comes with its own set of wallpapers that you can set. Here's Spectre Seek, here's Altarock, here's Erevolt, and here's Spectre Seek. And the houses play a really big role during the season, during the IRL event as well. We do merch based on the houses. People put their this is actually really cool. People put their house in their bio like this. Feel free to do this. It's just another way for people to find you and be like, oh, I'm also in Godmire. Like, I'd love to talk to you, or I'd love to kind of like work with you on something. What's really funny actually is that people that are in the same house often end up being very similar, which is kind of crazy. Like, it doesn't sound like that'd be true, but people in Spectre Seek really are like, they're like killers. Like, they get it done. People in Godmire, they really are pretty ambitious. People in Erevolt, they're pretty chill. They're like the homies. People in Altarock, they're usually like kind of cracked, they're kind of quick. And it's actually kind of crazy how all the houses kind of come together like that. By the way, you may be thinking like, what is going on? What is this house nonsense? This is cringe. This is not it. No matter what, I want to say one thing here. this isn't about these wallpapers, these mobile, like these desktop wallpapers. This isn't about you repping us. This is just something we believe in, like the power of art and the power of culture. You know, I'm going to say one thing. I have a tattoo on my wrist here. Anybody know what this is? This is from a famous TV show. It's called Naruto. And Naruto is a fictional animated character. Yet Naruto has gotten me through so many tough times. Like, Naruto has motivated me so much, the TV show, the soundtrack. And we really believe in the power of all this art. We believe that all this art will push you, will motivate you in ways that you never even thought. And, you know, over the season, we're going to continue building more on top of our houses. And that's houses. I'm really excited about it. And at the end of this stream, we'll also have something special for all 4 houses. Okay, graduation. This is we're nearing the end, homies. Graduation. To graduate, you must submit 4 of the 6 weekly updates. That's all. You have to show up for at least 4 weeks in a row, and you graduate. What happens if you graduate? We've done this in the past for past seasons, and this season we're going to formalize it a bit more. We're going to give you a guest pass to our space here. We will give you, when you get here, if you ever come to San Francisco, we'll give you a card which you can use to access our space here. You can hang out with us for a day, maybe 2 days, and just vibe, work on something cool. There's always cool people here at Buildspace. We have a whole ass HQ here, and we would love to welcome you once you graduate. Now, we're not going to let all of you guys in, but only the ones who graduate. Generally, it's going to be a 1-day pass, and you will always have a home in San Francisco for forever. Like, that's what I kind of want to get across. Like, maybe you come to SF in 5 years, maybe you come to SF in 10 years. As long as I'm alive, as long as Buildspace is alive, you're allowed here. And as long as you graduated, you deserve your 1 day here at Buildspace at the very least. Now, we make it 1 day because a lot of people end up wanting to come. So, but anyways, that's the guest pass. And also, we are here forever for our graduates. If you want me to like review your YC app, if you want me to review your application for a grant, if you want like an intro to someone at a job at OpenAI, like we're there for you, you know? We really want to be there for our graduates. And I think in the past, we haven't been there for our graduates as much as we'd want to, but we're really making a change right now to actually be there, you know? So if you're a past alumni watching, press 1 if you're a past alumni, actually. If you're a past alumni watching this, we're here for you anytime. To hit us up, hit up support@buildspace.so if you're an alumni. I should really make alumni at buildspace.so, actually. Oh my God, there's a lot of alumni here. Alumni, if you're here, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here to this day. Yes, listening to me yap for an hour and a half. Thank you. Also, we're officially a school on LinkedIn, which is kind of crazy. You can literally put Buildspace as like where you got educated, which is kind of funny. This is Dillian. He put Buildspace as his school. And, you know, Nights and Weekends has become a pretty legit signal, which is kind of interesting. Nights and Weekends has become like, you know, people get hired after Nights and Weekends. People who finish Nights and Weekends are seen as like kind of legit. So again, many reasons to finish. You have everything to gain and you have absolutely nothing to lose, man. Seriously. After it's all over, what's going to happen? Well, if there wasn't enough, we have our final thing, which is the campus. Our physical campus is where we bring 100 people every year to work on their ideas full-time for 3 months. And we always pick people from the previous season. So we're going to pick about 35 of you this season. And again, we just do this for fun, to be honest, where 35 people come here and it's like Nights and Weekends, but it's for 3 months right next to us here. And we pick 100 people a year, but it's in cohorts of 35. And it is also free. And it's for artists, technologists, creators, everything. Our alumni have gone to YC. They've gone full-time on their products. They're making $1 million in ARR, all types of stuff, to be honest. So yeah, that's the campus. This is kind of like a thing that I'm being very low-key about because I can only pick 35 of you. There's almost like 14,000 of you in this chat. So yeah, I'm going to be a little low-key about it, but we'll talk more about it later in the season. Also, shout out to all 13.8K of you. And also, shout out, can we just give a salute to the 4,000 homies that dropped off already? I'm not sure if they're going to be in the 20%, but please just salute them. To the 4,000 homies that dropped off. 4,000 homies that dropped off. We respect you, but okay. Onwards. One more thing. The Buildspace OS. I'm going to link you to this after the stream. But the Buildspace OS, let me just actually share my screen. The Buildspace OS is essentially a Chrome extension that takes over your new tab page and gives you like a timer to demo day. It's also where we're going to be posting our recordings and a bunch of other stuff. If you don't use Chrome or you don't use Chromium, you can set this as your home page. And it's pretty cool. It's like every time you make a new tab, it kind of pops up and it reminds you when demo day is. Again, we'll do a bunch of stuff here. We'll like post people working on cool shit here. We'll like give you a place to play music maybe if you want. Again, it's just like a fun thing that we do. And because again, we want you to feel like you're really a part of the season. That's really important to us. And I think that I think doing stuff like this makes it feel special, you know? So again, that's a Chrome extension. Make sure you download it after. If you use Arc or whatever Zoomer shit people are using nowadays, you can make it your homepage. And that's it. Oh my God, we did it. That's the entire Buildspace universe. That's everything, literally. I can't believe I thought this would take an hour. But that's everything. I know it's a lot. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, don't worry. Just show up to the next lecture. You're going to be fine. Next lecture is Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. PT. Next week, it's Idea Week. So please kind of think this weekend a little bit. Like after the stream, think a little bit about what you want to work on, like a list of your ideas, you know? Get some make a little note going, like a little Apple note, make a Notion doc with your ideas. Like start thinking about what you want to work on, you know? And start describing it to yourself. Buddy Pass. There's starting in 5 minutes, there will no longer be a way for you to join season 5. The Buddy Pass will be the only way into season 5. So if you have any buddies that want to get in, send this to them right now, you know, because we're at our final moments. Let me skip that. We mentioned that we were going to pick a winner for the Buddy Pass, like whoever invited the most people. We actually did pick one person, but I'm actually going to email them after because I don't have them right now. But if you did refer a bunch of people, we're going to send the top 50 stickers. So thank you. Again, first lecture Tuesday, June 18th at 10:30 a.m. PT. After this, I'm going to email you everything. If you don't get it within 60 minutes, hit that link up. You can also type in !start to get the link right now. Mods, if you can please just kind of pause the chat and just spam the link, that'd be really helpful. If you go to !start, you will see everything you need to know about what to do next. I think mods, you should pause the chat and then post the link because you guys are gonna break the system. And if you don't get it right now, don't worry, I'm gonna email it to you. Again, please do this once I email it to you, otherwise you will forget. I know you, person on the screen, other side of the screen, you're gonna forget. You're gonna not RSVP, you're gonna not add it to your calendar, and you're gonna forget. And you're gonna be like, damn it, I forgot, and then you're gonna drop off. So please, do not forget. And as I close here, can we all just take a moment? Can we just take a moment? This is probably the largest collection of dreamers, creators I've ever seen assembled in one spot. There's 13.5 thousand of you here, all with a dream, all with an idea. Can we just take a moment? Like, just take a picture. Like, just for yourself. Just take a picture of the stream. Like, you were here. Maybe you get reminded of this picture like 5 years from now. Like, you were here. And I think that it's worth kind of like remembering this moment that, I don't think there's ever been a point in history where this many people have been assembled together to work on something cool, to work on their like passions, you know? So I really think you should take a picture because in 5 years, your Apple iOS, your Google Android thing will remind you and you'll smile and you'll be like, those were good times, you know? This journey started for me at 13 where I was just messing around. I want to show you guys something real quick. This is me at 13. I was working on this YouTube channel called Farza TV. I thought it was so cool. And I make these animations, you know, I'm making vlogs. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? My name's Farza, you know? I was so excited. This was just me at 13, 14, just making all these YouTube videos. And this journey started for me like 15 years ago. And it's been a ride. 15 years later, all of my closest friends, all of the people that I've traveled with around the world, all of like everything about my life has come from this journey where I worked on my own ideas, where I worked on my own stuff. I always felt kind of weird for doing my own thing, you know? I always felt like I was the lonely one. I felt like there was nobody else like me growing up. And I want to make it clear, you're not alone. And we want to open up this path to everyone so anybody can do what we're doing here. This is Buildspace. This is, in many ways, the alternative life path. The path where you just do the things that you're truly curious about, the things that you're truly passionate about. And I appreciate you all. I am so excited to see what you create. Let's keep building. Thank you. And Samya, it's music video time. This is an original song recorded and produced by Samya from India, part of season 4. Samya, come here. Samya, we're about to play your song in the video. Any words?
I'm really excited. This is a song we made in 2 weeks. This is the first OST of Buildspace, and I produced it. Let's go.
It's going to be on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. We'll give you the link after. Chat, thank you all so much. Let's watch this video, and we'll see you Tuesday. Make sure you check your inbox after this. Peace.
Every person has a story.
खुद से खफा तू खुद से जुदा है क्या जख्मों का दर्द सपनों से बड़ा है Look at what's around you. Do you feel inspired? Your life is just a cage if it's not pushing you higher. All the way. To failure, I waited now with pride. I don't wanna fear, wanna run, wanna hide. Now I don't see failure, I'm living for the ride. All the way, all the way, we have come a long way. All the way,
Yo, should we replay that song real quick? I'm gonna replay it real quick. All right, bye chat. After this, the stream's gonna end.
क्यों खुद से खफा तू खुद से जुदा है क्या जख्मों का दर्द सपनों से बड़ा है Look at what's around you. Do you feel inspired? Your life is just a cage if it's not pushing you higher. All the way.
All right, never mind. We're just gonna keep hanging. We're just gonna keep hanging out here to the end. Hang out as long as you want, I guess.
Wait, so am I not gonna see you again?
Okay, guys. It's 12:26 p.m. and kind of tired, so we're gonna go home. Thank you. Goodbye. Work on your ideas. See you next week.
Yes, sir. We're still streaming? Holy shit. Dog, I've just been chilling here this whole time.
Ending stream in 3, 2.